Over the last couple of years, I've gone from 47 employees to four in my consulting business. I went from having a massive sales team, a bunch of DM setters, tons of coaches and consultants delivering the service to my clients, to now leveraging AI and a different business model that has allowed me to scale so efficiently. And for context, in the past, I've had some months where I've made 300, 400, 500K per month. But at the same time, I was working 10, 12, sometimes even 16 or 18 hours a day. If you know how I'm feeling, then I've made this video for you. If you're someone who's looking to continue scaling your profit, to continue making a lot of money from your business, then I want to just first of all let you know that with AI, because you're so busy right now, you're probably not really learning what AI truly can do for your business. And I am by no means a coder. I am by no means someone who can just whip up some crazy workflows and automations just like that. However, I have found a few different ways that have allowed me to maintain the profitability of my business, scale, and actually really love my business again, because I have to say, I did reach the point where I was just kind of resenting it and I wasn't loving showing up, serving clients. And I'm just being honest and real with you because I don't think a lot of people will be. But I was kind of at the point where I was just thinking, well, like, I've made all the money that I need to make and I could quite literally never work a day in my life again and be good. So, should I just stop this? But the reason why I decided to make some changes is because I was coming from that place of strength, because I didn't need to do it anymore, and because I just realized, well, how can I do this in a way that I actually love it and that I really enjoy it? And that's what I discovered that I'm gonna share with you today. So, first things first, the biggest myth that I'll bust is that scaling is often equated to I need a bigger team. I need to hire more people. Like you'll see it on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram all the time. People making posts about how like today I've just had like a crazy week and I've hired all these different people. And like don't get me wrong, I used to think that that was success. I used to think that if I'd hired 5 new salespeople that week, that meant that I was scaling. But really, what hiring more people often means is if you're throwing people onto a problem, there's a inefficiency. There's a massive inefficiency there because if you think about it, if you had a perfect system, perfect automation, perfect workflow, no person is needed at all. And so I started to change the way that I was thinking about hiring, that I was thinking about people, and I began to see it as inefficiency. And there's very interesting concept, which if you just think about like the laws of multiplication, for every one additional person you hire, there are multiple different levels of complexity. So if you already have 4 people on your team and you add a fifth, okay, it's not just like you're going from 4 to 5. You're adding this fifth person now has to communicate with one, they have to communicate with them, they have to communicate with them, they have to communicate with them, okay? Whereas there was already this person communicating with that one communicating with that one communicating with that one. And there's that one with that one, that one with that one, and 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 that one with, and the list goes on. So I don't share that to confuse you, but I just share that because as you add more people onto the team, there's additional layers of complexity, and that's where things can go wrong more easily. Whereas if you can have a workflow and automation with AI, I mean, AI agents, oh my gosh, even just with simple AI workflows, there is so much that you can do that would have previously taken like 10 different people. So that's one of the key reasons I've been able to go literally 10x less from 47 down to 4 through using the right workflows, the right AI, the right automation. And this can be across all different areas of your business. This can be across client onboarding, this can be across sales closing, this can be across qualifying leads and setting appointments, or even just not setting appointments at all and selling in a different mechanism. This can be through making the content, putting it out. It can be through creating creatives. It can be creating the content. There are so many. That's actually why I'm able to make these lives right now and just share this stuff because like I don't know. This is obviously not scripted, right? And I'm just sharing this real with the lessons that I've had. And I have time to do that now. Whereas previously, I never would have had time to have done that. Oh my goodness me, absolutely not. So, the next thing is the business model. So, with consulting, right, if you think about it, you're the expert. You're the one that they want, and you have an area of expertise. In fact, I'd be curious to know what is your area of expertise. Drop it down below. Because when you're the expert, the face of the brand, you're also the one that's responsible for delivering the client results, the marketing, the sales, so on and so forth, right? Like you are the one that they want. And so for the longest time, right, you know how you see these people who are like, I've sold my coaching business, I've sold my consulting business, so on and so forth. I started to think, well, about 5 years ago, I started to think, well, maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should try and sell my consulting business too. And as I was thinking about that more and more, I actually began to realize like the number one reason why people want, why this business spits out so much profit is because of me. So then how can I just lean into that instead? And so I stopped doing what I had previously been trying to do, which was replace myself in every area, throw people on the problem, right? To replace me, I had to throw people there. I began to look at all the different things that we were doing in the business and I began to ruthlessly eliminate. And what I realized is like all these different projects we were doing, these memberships, all these different marketing funnels, I actually looked at all of them and I realized there was actually like one specific thing that was responsible for more than 80% of our revenue. And most importantly, the revenue that was coming from that thing was making 90%, 92% actually profit margins. And so as I looked at my entire business, I thought, well, what if we just stopped everything else? Like this massive outbound sales team who's phoning up all the leads that opt in, like how many calls are they actually booking a week? Do those calls even close? And as I started to eliminate and eliminate, that's my alarm just telling me I got to go for tennis soon. Um, as I began to ruthlessly eliminate, like it was really crazy because nothing changed. Nothing changed. And I had way more time and my clients were getting better results. And I was actually left with like this one business model that I was really hesitant to get into because I thought, but there's loads of like gurus doing that, and I don't know if my clients will like it. My clients are more sophisticated. I just don't know if it's the vibe. I'm not sure if like this is something that I'm the right person to do. Do I have enough authority, enough credibility? But basically, what I did 2 years ago, I did make one mistake doing this because I maintained a little bit of what I was previously doing. But what I actually did is with all the consulting that I was doing one on one with people who had, multiple seven, eight, and even nine-figure companies, what I decided to do is I used AI to build a process, which was the same process that I was doing with them directly. But I'm charging 25K per month and 10% rev share on that. So it's obviously unaffordable for a lot of people. Or, cash flow may be a constraint in being able to afford that level of service. And instead of charging that monthly retainer and that rev share, I decided to take on a few clients into a kind of a more group program, right? So it's a leverage group, not where everybody's going through the same thing at the same time. They still get a lot of one-on-one support, and I've built the structure in a way to ensure that. But it was very, very interesting because instead of having a massive team of consultants doing it, I thought, well, what if the same person that actually just does it for me? Because, we're helping people with social media. And I'm not here to pitch you my services or anything. I am running a summit in the next couple of weeks or so where I'm going to break down the social media and content system that I use in order to generate more than 100 qualified leads every single week from nothing but organic content. But there's a link around there somewhere, or just message me the word November 4th so that I know that you came from this video. Anyways, it's November 4th for me where I'm at, in case you can't tell with the lighting behind me, just in case it's nighttime for anybody else. So it was so interesting because the clients who were in that program, they started to get better results. And I realized that was a shift from a consulting offer to a consulting program. So it was interesting though, because that's what I was actually doing about 7 or 8 years ago, even 9 years ago when I had a fitness offer back in the day. And I moved away from it because I thought, well, my clients are sophisticated and they need the one-on-one support from me and they just want me and so on and so forth. And then I thought, oh, well, I need subject matter experts. That's how I built a big bloated team over there. And you know what? It was so interesting. Shifting to that business model after I'd had all those realizations made the biggest change. And I'm feeling like I'm calling it like the lean AI consulting model. Because also the other thing is you have to realize right now business owners are paying a lot of money for support with AI, right? And you don't need to be advanced. You need to just be a couple of steps ahead of them. So yeah, I'll share more about that if that's interesting. Drop lean AI below if that would be interesting for me to talk about that specific business model, in case you'd be interested in that. So that brings me on to my third lesson because I always used to think that I needed more leads, that the solution was more leads. And then one day I just I got real with myself and I was like, how many clients could we actually take on every month? Like realistically, like actually based upon like real, like doing the onboarding, feeling good about it. And I got to the point I was like, okay, we could really take on 50. And like then I thought to myself, do I really want to take on 50? You know? I just thought based upon the stage that I'm at in my career, like, do I actually want to bring on 50 new clients right now? And I thought to myself, to be honest, like, no, but I could. So let's optimize the numbers for that. And the main program that I'm selling is 12K USD on the front end. So then I thought, okay, 50 times 12K, if we just run the numbers, right? Then you can see that you're left with 600K in new cash per month. And I thought, you know what? That's a little bit too much. I really don't need to be doing that right now. Yeah, I probably would have to hire one or two more people to do that. I really just don't want that right now. I don't need to do it. It's just not my priority. So I thought, okay, like 20 new clients a month, that's good. That's pretty solid. Like we can definitely handle that. It would be easy. Wouldn't literally change anything in my life or business. So with that being said, if you just run the numbers there, 20 times 12 is 240K in new cash. Obviously, let's not forget about like, because everyone always talks about get this number of leads and then we can scale and all this stuff. It's like, guys, a lot of your revenue should come from like back end clients, like retaining, right? So I just share that just because, everyone always talks about big front end cash, but it's like, well, if you get good client results, like a lot of your money comes from back end. Anyways, so, and by the way, I can see the comments on this video saying I should have slides like helping me out with teaching all this stuff, but I'm really just delivering this for those who are kind of at the point where, you're already at the point where you understand what I'm following here. So if you're not following this, it might just be that you're at an early stage of business, right? I'm doing these lives like specifically for people who are at a stage where, you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about here. So I'm sorry. I share that with love, but, I haven't had a coffee so far this morning. It's before 7 a.m. I'm sharing the good stuff, guys. Come on. If this is helpful, just let me know that it's helpful. Just share with me some interesting something. You can tell I need my double espresso. Okay, so getting back to it. So then I thought, well, if I need 20 leads, like I'm not even like right now. Yeah, we're taking some sales calls, but we're selling most via webinars. That's how we're selling the 12K program. No sales calls, just directly on the webinar. Um, any of the recent clients that have come through would tell you that. So this is not BS or anything. Like straight up, we're selling it right there, directly on the webinar. It's fantastic. No sales call needed. If that would be an interesting video for another day, let me know that you want to know how to sell via webinar or DMs. That's how we're selling. So don't have a sales team. So the same girl that runs all my social media, that writes all my content, the written stuff, with AI, she's the one who like chats to people if they're interested in working. She's also the one that does the coaching. Anyway, we then also have one other person who does coaching too. So I thought to myself, well, on these webinars when we're closing about 30%. If I want 20 clients, then I basically just need 60 leads. That's it. Like, I just need 60 leads. And then obviously if I'm like willing to jump on a couple of sales calls, right, it takes it down to about 40. And guys, like if you've been on any of my like webinars where I'm running them, there's usually like at least 150 people there, even if we promote it like 2 days before and we put it super low effort. So it's like interesting. So then I thought to myself, well, maybe my close rate is just too high. And again, this can be a real thing, right? If you're closing like basically everyone you speak to, if your close rate is too high, it means like either you're letting in too many people and not all of them are going to get results, which you obviously don't want, or your price is just too low. So I thought, well, you know what? We're probably just letting in too many people. So let's just make our qualifications more strict. That's what we did. So the model is so cool because people come in, they get onboarded personally, they get plugged into the system. It is literally set up for them, whereby by the end of 4 months, they are left with a predictable, consistent social media sales system whereby they have AI that's writing the content for them. They literally free up so many hours every week. And then a lot of them join my inner circle because they get to the point where they're qualified for that, doing more than $250,000 a year. I mean, that's kind of like the smaller scale right now. Like the smaller ones are doing that level. The bigger players, they're doing hundreds of thousands a month. And it's just been super cool to see. And so that's kind of the next thing that I wanted to talk about is like everybody thinks that they need more leads, but really, if you don't have a scalable consulting offer, or more of you is required to deliver more client results. And I'm not talking like one or two coaching calls here. No, like if every client gets an onboarding call with you, fantastic, happy days. I'm talking like if every client requires like 20, 30, 40 hours or more of your time, which like I had a client, he would have to fly all over the UK to service his clients. I had another client, she was a sales consultant. She was literally flying all over North America, right, just to deliver sales consulting. I'm like, you can put all of that online. And so essentially, yes, you move it online, but then you need a way, you don't just take what you're doing in person and move it online. You build a scalable program around that. I mean, I call it a scale offer. Like I've helped thousands of people launch their offers online basically in 2020 because I was already really successful back then selling online programs. Um, I actually helped a lot of people move what they were doing online. And then it was funny because in the last few years, I kind of moved away from that because I got into the thought like, oh, I'm doing consulting now. I need to do like higher touch point stuff. It's just not true. Okay, and then the next thing is like the concept of freedom. And I wanted to talk about like what even is freedom? How do we think about freedom? Because I think when we really understand what freedom means to us, we're able to build a business that actually allows us to get it. So like for the longest time, like I thought freedom meant traveling. And I thought freedom meant I can go wherever I want, whenever I want, because I used to, when I worked a corporate job for a very short period of time, I can't believe that was 10 years ago now, but it was. That's so mad. So I was working this corporate job and like I love going to the gym. Actually, really nice gyms. And this really nice gym, like I was like 11 floors up. I used to walk up the stairs every morning just to kind of delay my time getting into the office because I would already have scanned in by then. I used to walk up those stairs, and then as I got to the top, I could look down. It was in London, Victoria. Beautiful area. It was very up and coming back then. I would look down, and I saw this brand new gym opening. And I just saw these people walking in there throughout the day. It was right next to where my desk was. I just thought to myself, like, all I want to do is be able to go to the gym whenever I want. That was it. That's all I wanted. Like, that is literally all I wanted back then. And it's funny because as you make 100K months, 200K months, 300K months, blah, 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 be able to buy nice, $15,000 necklaces and happily let the person that owns, that works in the shop upsell you so she can get a bit more commission just to get the one with the diamonds on the front, you know, instead of the one that you went into the shop for. Like when you can do all that stuff, it's just like, you know, what really did I get into this for? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, like I just wanted to be able to go to the gym whenever I want, right? And it's like we increased our goals. It's the concept of the hedonic treadmill, right? Where it just never ends. And when I started to think more about what really is freedom, and then I started to think, what even is the purpose of money? It's like Alex Hormozy has this video, like how to make so much money you question the meaning of money. I haven't even watched the video. It's just the title made me laugh because I totally, totally resonate with that. Like, in the end, it comes back down to why you started, right? And you see people virtue signal, like, oh, I want to impact the world and I want to help all these people. And like, I actually want to do that. Like, Andrew Huberman just made a podcast on gratitude and how everyone does gratitude wrong. And the lesson is, and from all the studies, that you don't get gratitude by sitting and thinking and writing and feeling, which I still do that every day. You get gratitude when someone tells you, this helped me, or I'm grateful for you, basically. Like they tell you something that they felt. That's gratitude. So when they basically tell you, you made me happy, I feel grateful for you, you helped me in this way, then you feel grateful. And as I was like coming full circle and thinking about what video I wanted to do today, I was thinking like, that's really the point of it all. In the end, freedom is being able to impart that on others, but at the same time, having your own oxygen mask on so you can do whatever makes you feel good whenever you want, that's healthy for you, right? I'm not talking like, you know, whatever you're into, boozing, right? No, I'm talking like, but if you want to, then you can, because then it's like you have freedom of choice and freedom from being forced to do something. And so I began to realize that building a business just to be able to say, listen, I have a 700K per month business, right? But knowing full well that I only make 100K a month in profit, like, that's not the end goal for me. And for many of you, I know it's not the end goal too. Because I'd much rather be able to say I make 120K every month, have 20K in expenses, and also have 100K in profit. Even though it doesn't feel as good for the ego to say that I have a team of 50 people and I have these offices that cost me, 50 grand a month, right? Like, I literally have a friend, he just got rid of his office, and that thing was just burning cash every month, and it was stressful to run, right? That's not freedom, is it? That's not why you started this business. So, like, it's just so freaking cool, to be able to just like use AI, whip up some content that's really helping some people. They tell you how much it helps them. Every day you feel the gratitude that's coming from them. That's actually good for your health, as per Andrew Huberman, right? The GOAT. And then you're able to reach the right people. You don't need thousands of leads. You just need a couple dozen to make the sales that you want. You bring them into a leveraged consulting program. I call it a scale offer. They then get amazing results. They then retain. So you don't need more front end sales. You just retain them for a higher price package where they're happy to pay for it because they know they're going to get even bigger results with you. And it's just like the coolest thing ever because you don't need a big team at all. Because you put the time in building the systems, learning AI, building the leverage. Like, if you're a founder, I truly believe the biggest, most highest leverage, most profitable thing that you could be doing right now is learning AI. Again, yeah, I told you I'm running the summit. It's going to be pretty sick. If you're not already coming, message me the word summit. No, message me November 4th. So I know you came from this video. And if you have any questions about any of this, I'm happy to help. But listen, it all comes back down to like reminding yourself why you started. Because I feel like when you keep that top of mind, it's a lot easier to relentlessly eliminate. Like, I made a video the other day. You should definitely watch it after this one. The video is called like how I would scale to 100K in profit per month as soon as possible if I was starting again. Just scroll my feed, you'll find it. And in that video, I share a story of a client who was stuck at around 40K a month. And I just feel like that's going to be a really nice follow-on from this video. So check that one out. Yeah, it's right on 7 a.m. for me. Excuse me. I got to go play some tennis. Watch that video next, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if this was helpful. Please comment. I would actually really appreciate it because this is a bit new for me, going unscripted like this on these longer ones. Guys, I've got to bounce. See you later.